It's week 2 of the NFL, and up next is Demario Davis. He'll get after you every chance he can get on defense. It's the Saints and the Texans, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, week 2 of the season. Greg, as you get the season going, you want to get that first game under your belt. Now, it almost feels like all the buildup is past. Now we're looking ahead to this long marathon of a regular season.
Absolutely, and this is really where you fall into the pace of the NFL season. All off-season, no matter how hard you try to say, all right, week 1 is just 1 of 17. That's not the case. It is different, Mike. You have all...
The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the man from Ohio State, 6'3", Justin Fields.
There wasn't really anything fancy about the performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the 1 interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. If he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
Second down, it's Fields. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield. The timing of the jet sweep is critical. If you can get the ball carrier past the end man on the line, typically there's a lot of space downfield, but give credit to the defense. They saw this one play out, they reacted quickly, and they're able to throw him down for a loss.
Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Anytime it's 3rd and short, you better account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what they do here. Great job by the defense, taking him down for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
And great coverage on special teams for mark it down inside the 5-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he played fairly well for the most part. Now, are there some things to clean up? Absolutely. Some of his footwork, both inside and outside the pocket, still has a long way to go. The occasional errant throw or just thinking, hey, I've got a big arm, I'm going to fit this ball in the window. Some of that stuff needs to get cleaned up, but overall, not bad. But what matters the most in wins and losses, and he just wasn't the difference maker his team needed when they needed him the most.
3rd and 6. Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Saints offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from the April draft. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. The tight end Moreau is in motion. He'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Derek Stingley Jr. off the edge makes the tackle. 3rd and a yard. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a 1st down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. This one is caught by Jawan Johnson. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, New Orleans.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Fields now to throw on 1st down. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out of bounds behind the line. A loss on that one.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Fields. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Fields to throw. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. A run now on 2nd down. He'll dodge one would-be tackler and wind up getting a nice gain of 6 on the play. They've converted twice on 3rd down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. A run. And here's Mason.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will take a 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Dell motioning over. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. That's caught downfield by Mechie. And a big gain out of bounds as time runs down. An exclamation point to end this 1st quarter. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Stroud gonna tuck this one on the zone read. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
John Hickey, an 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Texans.
Now Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down. He's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
And the Texans 1st down.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud digs on the reception. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the gun, here's Stroud. That one caught by Tank Dell. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. Throwing is Stroud. To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Saints offense ready to see what they can do. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. Back to throw is Fields. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
This offense came into this drive hoping to extend their narrow lead, Mike, but instead, after 1st down, they find themselves in 2nd and forever following that big sack right out of the gate.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Fields. He'll go right and find his running back. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing is Fields. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the 1st down and some.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw is Fields. Throwing right, it's taken in. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up
Here's 2nd and 2.
the 21-yard line.
Here's Fields. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down. They've got it at the 8, first down and goal. To throw is Fields. He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Now a 2nd down throw for Fields. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now Fields. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Justin Fields. Touchdown, New Orleans. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And a short pickup to about the 30. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We're back to New Orleans. After this, 2nd down and 8. Stroud going to set up to throw. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Here's Stroud. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. John Mechie was the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw, it's Stroud. He completes this one to Mechie. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. Back to throw. Stroud. On the quick slant, it's caught by Tank. 2nd down and 3. Stroud to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down. Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. Here comes 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, He picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a fourth down decision to make. And you talk about having confidence in your kicker, Mike. I mean, to send him out there to kick from midfield, and what does he do? He repays you with that confidence with a 60-yard field goal. I mean, that was something else.
A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. A first down throw for Fields. Now he'll run. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. And now his timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break. On 1st and 10, Fields. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Fields. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And nothing will come of this last-ditch attempt at some points. Time runs out in this first half.
Okay, Mike, back to you and Greg in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down as we take a quick look at what's happening here in Week 2. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it is the Jets who have the lead late in the second quarter. Garrett Wilson, a touchdown reception. From there, we stay in the Empire State. We head up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Khalil Shakir, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Michael Penix. We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way. These 2 teams leave in the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Here's Stroud. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Let me tell you, after the game, he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. From the gun, here's Stroud. He's got his man, complete to Dell. 17 yards on that connection. First down for Houston.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On first down, it's Stroud. Right back to Dell. He's got it again. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now Stroud. He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Now it is 1st and goal. Throwing is Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Dell. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll send a tight end in motion. They look to run with Mixon. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
That ties the game at 10.
All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. The left side into the hands of Olave.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Saints first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
At the 46-yard line.
2nd down, it's Fields. He'll tuck it and take off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
Handoff here, up the middle, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
At the Texans' 43-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to get back to work. Low-scoring game, all time, third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And he'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now. This crowd hoping for a challenge, and they're going to get their wish.
Previous play
the red
is under
flag
review.
is on the field. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
To the left side, and caught by Schultz. 10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
2nd and a yard. To throw is Stroud. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. Now, Stroud. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. So it'll be 2nd and goal when we return. We are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Stroud gonna set up to throw. There's that man again, another catch. And he'll be taken down, let's call it the 7-yard line. And here comes 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Stroud. He'll try to to the pylon. He's in. C.J. Stroud. Touchdown, Texans. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Fairbairn to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Texans go up by 7. It is now 17-10. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Fields now to throw on 1st down. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
Up the middle they go. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He gets that to his tight end, Moreau. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
Here's 1st and 10. Fields now. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Daniil Hunter, pass rusher extraordinaire, in action again.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Fields now on 2nd down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Here's Fields. And that is incomplete. Good coverage there by a good corner, Derek Stingley.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals, but in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. to throw. Open man is Mechie. He's got it. And he will take this one in. 70 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Fairbairn able to add the extra point. And the Texans will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Fields from the pistol. He's got his man complete to Johnson. It's a pickup of 12. First down, New Orleans.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
On 1st and 10, Fields. That's Moreau, the tight end, open downfield. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Back to the end zone. He's got it. Foster Moreau. Touchdown, Saints. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
And he cannot get in. The try for 2 comes up empty, so unable to get within a field goal. The difference remains 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. On 1st down, they'll start with Mixon. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Well, there's really two schools of thought, Mike. You have yourself the lead in the fourth quarter, and a lot of people just say, let's sit on it, let's play smart, just don't give anything to the opposing team to let themselves back in the game. Well, that's exactly what they almost did here. They put the ball in the air, tried to remain aggressive, and they're lucky it didn't come back to bite them.
That's a dozen. Catch number 12 and a first down. They will work the middle with Mixon. He'll only be able to get the 47-yard line. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. They'll go right back to Mixon. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. They'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. A pickup of 12 yards. First down for Houston.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
So it's a win for the visiting Texans. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.